Yo! I was recently asked by a person in my comments for some tips on how to make videos. So, the incredibly savvy content creator that I am, I'm making a full video tutorial for them. I figure it'll be a whole lot easier than trying to explain everything in a comment response. Now, you said you wanted to make a video on AUT's Gold Experience, but didn't specify that it was a review or a gameplay video, so I'll just cover both. For a review, you gotta start at step 0. Research! You don't want to write a half-baked script that proves itself wrong halfway through. Trust me, this is why I never bothered with AUT and Infuriating Downfall. Try to get a grasp on the topic at hand, and for your topic specifically, it would probably be the usability of the moves and its overall effectiveness. Next, the script. Look, I even wrote one for this video. This is the basic necessity of all discussion-focused videos, because it lets you organize all of your thoughts in a way that makes sense for the audience without going on unexpected tangents. Like I do, for example, in the Your Old Abilities Are in Danger, as that's the only unscripted discussion video on my channel. Trust me, I was recording a lot longer than 2 minutes. Then, open Audacity and simply record yourself saying the script. It might feel awkward, but the more conversational and excited you try to make yourself sound, the better the video will be. Far too many times have I started recording a script at half energy, only to finally reach my full volume and voice halfway through. Love Train is an evolution of D4C, though it is currently an objective downgrade in almost every way because of how busted the D4 is. So why is so much of his moveset dedicated to this weapon he never wields to the point where it's even his M1s? And why is it so much? A good way of going about recording the voiceover is by recording sentence by sentence, so you can easily make cuts or restart if something goes awry. Of course, you don't necessarily need a script. Sometimes the more dynamic, off-the-cuff way of recording your voice can be better, and you can just use it as a set of bullet points to guide you in the right direction. From there, record your background gameplay. I personally use OBS, so all instructions here will be related to that specifically. I'll be starting fresh with a new scene, so feel free to do the same. Make sure you have the game you want open as well. First, create a display capture. I'd recommend a window capture, but they don't work on Roblox for me, so I just use the whole display cap. Second, create an application audio capture with the game as the source, and an audio input for your microphone. The second one isn't necessary if you don't plan to use your voice when recorded for gameplay, but if you do, it's a good thing to have ready. Then click the little gear in the audio mixer. Uncheck all of the boxes under tracks, and then check one track for each of the two. Finally, go to OBS settings, click Output, and go to the Recording tab. From there, check that the audio tracks you designated to the audio inputs are actually being recorded. What you've just done is ensured that when you're in the video editor, the two audio tracks will be able to be edited independently. When it comes to video quality, that's something you need to tweak over time. There's no one best setup, as it heavily depends on your specific hardware. Now you're ready to start recording. Make sure you get something that covers each of your talking points and that the B-roll footage is enough to fill the rest. The B-roll doesn't necessarily have to be about the thing you're talking about, just something to keep the viewer's eyes busy as you make your case. Though often it makes more sense to have related B-roll anyway, since it keeps the viewer on subject. Now you've got your footage and you've got your voiceover. It's time for the final step. Editing! Pop open DaVinci Resolve, the video editor you said you use, and also the one I'm most familiar with, and head to the Edit tab. It's the only one I use, aside from Deliver obviously, and I can't possibly comprehend any of the other ones. Your edit page should look like this by default, I think, and to me that isn't very useful. So first, click this button in the top right that gets rid of the second preview. I don't know enough about media production to see use in having the main preview be half as big. Then I open the Media Pool, Effects menu, and the Inspector. You can then tweak the sizes to your liking. I usually keep the preview pretty small. Now right-click on your Media Pool and add all of your videos, your voiceover, pretty much everything you've prepared up to this point. And dive through your voiceover and cut out all the silence, making sure not to cut off any delayed sounds like a T at the end of a word or an S at the start. Some useful things to keep in mind while editing would be the B and A keybinds to switch between the Blade and Select tools, as well as the Link Clips option in the right-click menu, which will let you edit two clips at the same time, as well as allowing you to unlink the audio from a video and edit the two individually. It can also sometimes be worth pressing N to disable snapping to get that extra precision. Just remember to turn it back on when you're done. Once that's done, chop up your footage so it covers your talking points properly. Any downtime where there isn't a particularly relevant thing happening, feel free to swap to your B-roll. Putting it on a layer below your regular footage so it stays moving while you're on topic can also keep the flow of a video going. Don't be afraid to use the text effect from the titles menu. It can be very helpful and has for sure played a huge part in my success thus far. Add background music if you like, and an outro with room for some end cards from there, and you're all set. Head to the Deliver tab, scroll to the right, and select YouTube 1080p, and add that bad boy to the render queue. It should prompt you with a file name and location, so name it something you'll know, and put it somewhere you'll be able to find. From there, just hit render all, and you're ready to go. That's how you do reviews and analysis videos, but gameplay videos are easier. The research and script sections? Toss 'em. You absolutely need to record your voice for these, and the editing process will look slightly different. Instead of moving the footage to be related into your voice, the topic of the video already does that. Now you just need to cut out the downtime and the boring bits. Same process as before, and voila, you made a YouTube video. Now just make a thumbnail and a title, and you're ready to upload. Make a point not to stress your numbers, especially for your first few uploads. Success comes slow here. I've been doing YouTube for the better half of a decade now, and I only ever picked up because I caught a Roblox updraft. And even then, I'm not doing so hot. You might not be so lucky, and that's fine. Just remember to have fun with it, and not to bum yourself out. I wish you and all who this video might help the best of luck. In time, hopefully you'll be better at this than I am. Alright, that's all. Thanks for watching. I'll be live on the 15th for No I'm Not a Human, so feel free to come and hang out.